Alright, welcome back everyone. We thought on this beautiful Sunday we would give you a tour of our garden. And we've been on this property now for 3 years, and we've been gardening up in this corner for 2. And it used to be a little bit of a horse stall, nothing but hard rock and clay, and we've kind of transformed it over the past couple of years. We're mending it with compost and soil and that sort of thing. Last year we had mediocre success, and we're hoping for better this year, and it seems to be on its way to a half decent crop, and we're kind of learning what grows here and how much to grow and that sort of thing. The joys of gardening. But we thought we'd give you a bit of a tour, and we're glad that you could join us, and let's get started. Alright, so in previous videos we've shown you how we put up the deer fencing and made the raised planters, and did a bit of rototilling with our new rototiller, and I'll put some links for those videos down below. But this is 2020's garden. Alright, well, we have 80 potato plants, 3 varieties. We have red Pontiac, and we've been already eating some of those, the new potatoes. Then we have russets and Yukon Gold, and 80 plants total, and we've had 100% success. With plants coming up, we've had a bit of hail, so it's taken a bit of a beating, but they seem to have recovered and doing quite well, and actually the potatoes are doing taste quite good. So this year in the raised planters we put a variety of produce in here. First box here has a zucchini plant starting to take over, and it's just starting to bloom. Here in this zone 3 we're a little bit behind everywhere else, probably about a week and a half, and we have some Tiny Tim tomatoes. I think it's just too cold and too cool during the night for them to really do well. And we have some new raspberries here that are eventually going to be put in the ground. We have carrots and beans. We have beets, lettuce, which we've been sampling as well, radishes, and more carrots, lettuce, and spinach. Some of it's already bolted. We just can't keep up with eating it all. And a bit of mixed lettuce, mesclun. And we have some blackberries started in some pots. We don't know where we're going to put them yet, so we put them in some large pots, and we'll deal with that in the fall. And a small little strawberry patch, 1 of 2. So this little corner here, we've got a mix of blueberries and some flowers that Mrs. From the Woods has started from seed. She's named them off, and I can't quite remember what they all are, but we've got some cosmos, some lavender, some calendula, and others. But most of the flowers were grown from seed in the greenhouse. The little blueberry patch that we started here is doing okay. We understand that blueberries are not very easy to grow in this zone, and they seem to be growing, but we have not had any blooms, so I doubt if we'll get any blueberries this year. Here we've got some broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts. I think we started those way too early, and they bolted once we put them outside. We have been getting a couple of florets in the broccoli, and the cauliflower we've had some success, but they just turned yellow right away. I think we put them in or started them way too early. Okay, we've got a little bit of Swiss chard. We've never actually eaten that, and we're trying to get used to the taste. And we have some snap peas and snow peas that are doing quite well, and there's already some harvest on there. We had asparagus last year that we put in from seed, and they seem to be quite spindly. I don't know if it's the soil or just too dry or just not warm enough. Maybe next year they'll do better. But we have onions, both white and red, and some multiplier onions. They're doing quite well, but we're always a little bit behind here in a zone 3 gardening area. So as you can see, we have a bit of a harvest of peas already. Alright, so in this little corner we've got some pole beans. They were way behind, and We've had a couple of days of nice warm weather and they've started to take off, but they were also hit by hail, which is also a bit of a setback. In the center there, we've planted some honeyberries or hibiscus berries and a currant bush as well. And we've got some dill growing against the plastic case there, which is holding our corn. That also is probably a little bit behind, but it is starting to tassel. It is very short, and maybe we'll get something off of this. All right, strawberry patch. We've got it covered with a mesh so that the birds don't get it, but we've already enjoyed some of the benefits of having strawberry patch here. We transplanted a whole bunch of these, so I'm pretty sure that maybe next year it'll be better. And we have to amend all the soil in this garden, so that'll be another task for the fall. This is a second box of asparagus, and we bought 25 crowns from a supplier out of Manitoba, and we've had limited success. We put in 25 crowns and maybe 10 have come up, so I'm not too sure whether it's again the soil or just poor quality crowns or what the situation may be, but maybe they'll come up next year. Little sunflower patch, some of it's just coming into bloom. 2 varieties, I believe. And this is just a little bit of spare ground that we had, and this is from the woods. Threw a whole bunch of flower seeds in there, and this is what's come up. And maybe that'll start blooming here in the next little while. So we have one pumpkin plant that seems to be taking over a fair amount of ground space. Seems to be pretty healthy, but again, hit by hail and just starting to recover. Another little patch of beans, again behind. And in the back there we have rhubarb. Last fall, before we had the fence totally done, the deer ate it right down to nubs, and it's just recovering now. So we started a bit of an herb garden here. Got a mixture of things in here. We've got dill on the end there, a little bit of parsley, a bit of oregano, chives, borage. I think that's more or less just to attract the butterflies. We have some sage, some more lettuce, more chives, some basil, some mint, and a couple other herbs in there as well, and a bit of garlic at the end. All right, well, the greenhouse has been a big help this year. We're growing mainly just tomatoes in here, some peppers, banana peppers, green peppers. For some reason that we do not have any red peppers come up this year, and lots of tomatoes, and we have some cucumbers and pickles and some other things in the back there. But what we're finding is I have to put more ventilation in this greenhouse. It is very, very hot on hot days. Right now the temperature is reading 44 degrees Celsius, and that's about 110 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's quite hot, probably too hot for this. We're constantly watering, but a bit of corn going. We've got we tried cucamelons in the back there, and we'll give you a bit more of an update as the harvest starts to show itself. All right, well, this little patch here is raspberries. We were given a gift of 10 canes, and we weren't sure what they were, whether they were Primocane or Everbearing, but now we're pretty sure that they're mixed in here, so we're not sure what's what anymore. At any rate, we'll see what produces at the end of the summer. So one of the things that we've always wanted to do since we've moved here is get chickens, and I tend to do things overboard and go big or go home, but this time we decided to ease ourselves into the idea of having chickens. So we bought a small chicken coop off of Kijiji, and we'll have to upgrade that for the winter, but at any rate it got us started. We have 5 chickens. They're Isa Browns, and when we first got them, they are laying 1 a day, so 5 eggs a day, and it's been pretty consistent. Some days 4, but overall pretty easy to handle. So we're learning how to do this as well. All right, so last year at the end of the season on a lark we bought 2 2 kiwi plants. We kind of knew it wasn't for this area, but they were really cheap and we thought, why not try it? Anyway, they're USD4 zone, and we didn't think they'd come back, and it took a while for them to take off. We had such a cool summer, spring and beginning of summer, and we actually have a bit of bloom on one of the kiwis. So this is the blooms on the kiwis. I'm assuming it should have been up higher on the vine, but maybe we'll see a kiwi out of that one. All right, well, I think the garden is coming along nicely. It's a work of love for Mrs. From the Woods and myself, but it's come a long way from being a horse paddock with nothing but clay and rock. And we put, of course, the deer fencing up at the beginning of last year, which was our first year of gardening, and this is year number 2. So again, we'll probably keep on amending the soil, add more raised planters. I think that seems to be the trick for this area, get it going a little bit easier. But overall, pretty good harvest. We're enjoying the lettuce and the potatoes and some of the other bounties that are coming from the garden, some of the fruits, and Mrs. From the Woods is enjoying every minute of it. All right, so this is our beginnings of a water harvesting system. We started and couldn't finish because it was just so wet, the ground was soft, and we had to collect water. So we filled that up and used it already a couple of times. And that's just off of one pipe off of the shop, and it fills up pretty quick. So we have a capacity of 4,000 liters, and Mrs. From the Woods is currently watering the garden with the last 1,000 liters. So the way that we get the water up to the garden is through this sprinkler pump. I bought this at Princess Auto on sale, of course on sale. And it seems to have enough pressure to actually run a sprinkler up at the garden, which is roughly 150 feet away from our water source. Now this is a temporary solution until we figure out how we're going to get this water catchment system working. Alright, well, we're going to finish off this video with a view from halfway up the hill behind the garden. Mrs. From the Woods is finishing off with watering the garden for the day. And yeah, that's our tour for the beginning of summer tour 2020 of Grandma's Garden. We hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, we would love it if you would subscribe, like, and share, and join us again for another video coming soon. Thanks for watching.